AI mirror company called Swan AI, I believe. And at first I'm like, what is this? Swan Beauty. And it's a mirror that it lists your skincare routine and it gives you access to makeup videos and just like all sorts of stuff. And at first I'm like, okay, who the fuck needs an AI mirror? But when I dug a little deeper, I'm like, okay, I would actually probably use this.
Welcome to Married to the Startup. I'm Alicia McKenzie, a wellness entrepreneur and digital creator. Alongside me is my amazing husband, George, the CEO who's always ready for a new challenge. We've been navigating marriage and running startups for over a decade, and we're here to share the real, unfiltered journey with you. Join us for insights and candid conversations about integrating love, family, and entrepreneurship. This is Married to the Startup, where every day is a new adventure.
Welcome back to another episode of Married to the Startup. I'm your host, Alicia McKenzie.
I am George.
Was that hard?
Pregnant pause. I don't know. I was debating. I always think about how do I open? Should I do something funny? And then I'm running out of things to say that are funny.
All right. I think we skipped an episode last week.
Yeah, that episode was interrupted by tennis.
Life got in the way.
Life did get in the way.
No, it wasn't just tennis. There was a lot of other things.
But it was
going on.
travel, kid stuff. We're in the throes of baseball season too, which is really challenging for our family.
Have you heard of the phenomenon called Maycember?
No, I haven't. I think with the introduction of social media, there's all these new things, like new disorders,
It makes sense because in May, everything culminates, right? School seasons, baseball seasons, school sports, like everything just shits all over May and it gets wild. You've got end of the year parties, you've got all sorts of stuff that happens during the month of May. And then it's my birth month.
I know.
Right? So I feel
it's
like
your birth month. And then
everybody celebrates.
All I can think of every time I hear about May is the Backstreet Boys.
It's gonna be
May. Yeah.
I didn't wait, it's not May yet. It's not too late.
Not May. It is. I know that plays in my head nonstop every time I hear May.
Justin Timberlake. It's gonna happen.
Be May.
It's gonna happen. All right, what are we talking about today? I think we're talking about pivots, but I wanted to bring up, I think it's timely. There was a new, I guess it's a pivot. It's a form of a pivot. I guess
Pivot.
The brand, the influencer trip is now dead. And this is what brands are doing.
Influencer trip. Describe, please.
So an influencer like brand and marketing trip is where a brand will bring in a lot of high profile influencers. So like, let's say,
like a Disney cruise.
Yeah, like a Disney cruise or like a Veuve Clicquot.
Okay.
Right. They will create this experience that is over 3 days and they'll bring in 30 different influencers who have a following of X, Y, or Z, right?
Okay.
Whether you're a YouTuber, whether you are an Instagram, TikTok, they will just bring in a bunch of influencers. And as a repayment or as a payment to attend this, you have to produce certain amounts of content based on what the experience is.
Okay, I get it.
Right. But what I've been reading recently is that the former influencer brand trip is now dead. And this is what brands are doing instead. And there is this big social media personality by the name of, oh my gosh, what's her name? She's Authentically Fashion or something like that. Let me find it because this is actually, I can't remember. I've never heard of her, but there's a new AI mirror company that sponsored her bachelorette trip.
AI mirror?
Yes. AI mirror company called Swan AI, I believe. And at first I'm like, what is this? Swan Beauty. And it's a mirror that it lists your skincare routine and it gives you access to makeup videos and just like all sorts of stuff. And at first I'm like, okay, who the fuck needs an AI mirror? But when I dug a little deeper, I'm like, okay, I would actually probably use this, right? But they sponsored her entire bachelorette party, from the private jet that they flew on to St. Bart's, to the suite, to the bags, to everything. And in return, inside the deal, her handle's Acquired Style. She's got about 1 million followers, and she's a hustler. Like she didn't start during the pandemic. She started recently. She posts hair videos, but she's really consistent and has been able to grow an audience of over 1 million followers.
Okay.
on Instagram, and then I think she has more than that on TikTok. But the deliverables was 15 plus posts, 7 guests with gifted mirrors, and 0 posting requirements for the mirrors. They just had to create the content and tag the brand, right? And Swan is a new AI-powered beauty mirror at $795, right? And the app is $94 a year. But the results from this branded trip, they grew a 19.9 million in brand impressions on TikTok and Instagram. Website sessions are up 520% in the last week since the trip happened. 2,700 Google searches, up 2,700% in Google searches. And then the app downloads are up 4,000% week over week.
Okay.
Right. And then Swan's app subscription signups rose to up 1,900%, and the platform hit 27,000 users by April 25th. Right. This is a brand new app and brand.
Interesting.
And I think it just shows that these new companies are evolving from the old-fashioned, let's try to get our product into as many hands as possible. No, let's go big on one person.
Right. Yeah, I think it's focused ad spend, basically. It's taking it from I'm going to pay for Google search to I'm going to spend all my marketing budget on this one person, one trip, one experience. And that's where I'm going to place my bet, and hopefully it pays off.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think it has the amount of eyeballs that
I have some questions about this AI mirror though.
Right?
Like, what does it actually do again?
So when you look at it, first, it's a big mirror. It's not like a little.
It's a mirror.
So it is, I would say it's about 36 inches tall.
Okay, so it's a mirror with a camera.
It's a mirror with a camera, and it posts, or it'll show you. It's really hard to explain, but like you have to see it. I'll show you the videos behind it. She did a lot of like
so I'm
BTS.
I guess I'm always worried about companies that are just
creating a product that nobody needs.
Well, no, not just that, but it's all they are is a wrapper on an LLM. Like, I'm sure a lot of people have used it. I've actually used ChatGPT. You can take a picture of yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, does this outfit work?" And then it'll say, "Oh no, I wish you should have black pants with this, or not blue pants. They should be black. And now the jacket appears to be this, and this is great for a business casual. Is the event you're going to tonight business casual, or is it dress?" And then it'll help. And then you can like give it pictures of your closet, and it'll tell you stuff to wear.
Okay.
Like, how is that? Because at the end of the day, I'm sure this mirror is using OpenAI or Gemini or Claude or one of these LLMs.
Yeah.
So why do I need this mirror? Why can't I just take a picture of myself with my phone and get the same output?
The way it's presented is really unique in my opinion.
Maybe. I mean, it could just be it's a function of convenience. Like all of it's prepackaged and it gives it to you through the app immediately.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask questions or do all this other back and forth.
And what I would personally use it for, I love the thought of being able to pull the makeup tutorial. Like, oh, you want to do like a smoky eye, but you suck at it? Here's a video that will tell you exactly how to do it step by step. And it is broadcasted to you while you were looking in the mirror.
Okay.
It's a really unique product. I mean, I'm like, I might actually go buy this product, right? So it's working.
Okay. Yeah, the marketing is working.
The marketing is working. And I think what you said is really interesting because they took their whole marketing budget and threw it into this one brand trip. And there were 20 girls or 20-ish women in the bachelorette party, and just look at the amount of content they got. And it wasn't forced content. I think that's the difference, right? These influencers, these old school influencer trips, it's just felt like a bunch of forced content. Like, no, this was
50 people all doing the same reel. Beside each other.
And like, I'm not going to watch that. I don't give a shit. Right. But looking at this bachelorette party, I'm like, oh, look at that PJ. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Right. And like, oh, look at the villa at St. Bart's. Like, oh, I would stay there. Right. Like, so it worked because it was real.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. But then of course, it got a lot of backlash.
So
like, oh, look how out of touch this is. Blah, 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 whatever.
So it's UGC just at another level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, I mean, thinking about pivots, if you were the head of brand and marketing,
I mean, I think
the old rules don't apply anymore.
Yeah, I'm not a marketing person, but how that industry has transformed over the last couple decades. It went from print media to television media and radio to internet and Google keyword search stuff, and then SEO, and then it went to like influencers, and now it's transforming again into kind of these UGC things.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, so as a marketer, you got to kind of pivot how you do things. And I think that's in today's world with AI and how fast things are changing, that pivot is like a skill set. It's no longer this thing you agonize over. It's got to be a skill set you have.
Yeah. It's where failing fast really comes in to play here, right? Like,
Yeah. And there's been a lot of famous, and I think that's where people often get misled, or they feel like, oh, it's a Silicon Valley moment, right? And remember Silicon Valley, the show, it's funny. He's out there like testing new things for the product. Like, we're pivoting. And he's like, oh, what would you feel about an application that did this? Oh, what would you feel? And he's trying to figure out where to go. And I think that's a little out there. It's kind of just, pushing the boundary of comedy. But, nowadays with AI, it could transform your whole business model in a week or in one release. And you kind of got to be able to be smart enough to use the data that's coming in. And, it's challenging because you get wed to the idea. And it's like that in life and business everywhere. You sit around, ideating, and you come up with a business plan and a strategy, and maybe it's a product, and you spend so much time and effort to get this thing launched and birthed and running out there. And it's hard sometimes to look at it objectively and say, okay, I made a lot of assumptions when I created this business plan and the strategy, and now I've gotten some data back that kind of validate or invalidate some of my assumptions. And then with this new information, I have to then choose, do I continue down the same path or do I make a pivot? And there's been famous pivots in the world, like Slack. Almost everybody uses it today, but it started out as a gaming company and then transformed into what it is today because the gaming company part fell.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of these that have happened over the years, and a lot of technology companies do that because you end up finding the gem inside of the thing you built, which you didn't think was the gem when you started.
Do you think the inability to pivot is generational?
It's generational some, and it's just personality types. Like some people are they get emotionally invested, and that's the hard part. When you're emotionally invested in something, it's very hard to challenge those truths and say, okay, now.
Do you think that's where my touch of autism helps?
Maybe. And I think it's true with, especially when imagine now you have the same pivot conversation, but it's you and your spouse have the company. And your spouse, this was her or his idea, and it's their brainchild, and you're the other part in the business, and you say, hey, the market is telling us we need to pivot to X. And then having that conversation with your spouse and being able to tell them that, hey, it's not your ideas bad. It's just the market has changed, or things have changed, and now we need to change with it. So it's a challenging conversation. It's one, personality driven, and it's two, it's, founders. Imagine if you have 3 or 4 founders, some want to do one thing, some want to do another thing, it becomes super challenging.
This is where voting structure comes into play.
Yes, a tight operating agreement, voting structure, and making sure you're in business with people that you got to be, passionate about what you do. Because that's, for me, I think is the key. It's like, you're only going to be successful if you're really passionate and believe in what you're trying to do. And with that passion and belief, when someone challenges that, it can become emotional. But trying to be a more, take that emotion hat off and look at it as a business owner is, okay, what's best for the business? I can either continue to drive forward with my vision and what I originally sketched up on a whiteboard or a spreadsheet, and I can continue this path, which could be successful or could go to zero. Or I can pivot to something that the data and the market and my other partners are telling me is a greater chance of success.
Yeah.
And it's being able to rationalize that is very challenging.
Yeah. I mean, at what point do you know when to call it quits? And like, can you actually do that? Make the hard decision.
Yeah, that's very, very hard to do. And then you don't want to be the other where you pivot every 5 minutes, right? Where you're like, oh, that didn't work, let's do this. Oh, that didn't work, let's do this.
Yeah.
And you just keep pivoting and waffling and never get anywhere. So
I think there's a formula to it though, right? Like you You make a change and then it's 30 to 60 days.
Yeah. Well, you put a plan together and you put out, lead and lag indicators, and you measure what success looks like for where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And when you either succeed or fail, you put in those data points and say, okay, what's the next logical, and where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And, a lot of companies now, you need to start doing that of, okay, what are the indicators that are going to tell me my path is working or not working? Because AI is disrupting almost every industry. I mean, I know I was talking about it with you beforehand, and I talked about it with my friends, like when we started S2, we were doing this offensive platform.
And S2 was company number 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were doing this offensive platform, and we were building our own internal capabilities. And then there was another company that had a similar capability set, wasn't really doing the offensive work, but it was helping with reporting and stuff for pen testers, because most pen testers hated writing the reports and making sure that the remediation steps and everything was documented properly, and that you gave a good report to executives and then also to technical people. So there was a way that this other software came out to help with that, right? And it was really around standardized reporting, having multiple pen testers contribute to the same report in real time, and then being able to publish that quick and reuse parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they got funding, and a lot of these companies got funding and started down that path. And now you look at that, and I'm like, with Mythos, or even the things that general AI can do now, you just create an AI agent that could do all of that for you.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need the SaaS platform to do this anymore. You could just do that yourself. Like, it can sit on the side, co-pilot, or even do the offensive work today and spit it out. And we were kind of spitballing that the other day, is that, the platform that we were building, even as early as 3 years ago or 2 years ago when we left, we could rebuild that platform today from scratch in probably a week.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And and that would just get to feature parity in about a week. And there's so much more we could add in another week to make it even better.
Yeah.
But you're like, it's all just wrappers on top of those large language models.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably where it's, can you exist in that ecosystem without the language model just eating you?
Yeah. Is OpenAI still a nonprofit?
Well, they're going to court now about it. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race here, but I think that's where companies need to have those conversations and the pivot story. And I think it was poignant for me when we were talking about pivots. It's interesting that it's a challenge for businesses because the landscape is changing so fast, and it's also, a challenge for people and for kids. And it's that, how do I, like we've talked about on previous episodes, like, hey, when I sold the company, or you sell a company, you have to pivot from being a CEO and working every day and grinding it out and a bootstrap founder to, unemployed.
Yeah.
And how do you make that pivot career-wise without losing who you are? And then sometimes it's the same with, hey, I've been being a husband this way for so many years and it's not working. I need to pivot to this, a different a different way of behaving.
Mm-hmm.
And same with like alcoholism. Hey, I've been a drinker and it's kind of my identity. I'm the life of the party, blah, blah, blah. I have to pivot to being a non-drinker. Like, those things are hard challenges, and how you discuss those with other people and stay with it. It's a hard thing to do in life and in business.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a, experience recently with our daughter, who was a high-level volleyball player
Yeah.
for a long time, like since she was 12,
Yeah.
right? And played volleyball all year round, traveling, got recruited, did the recruiting thing, got, committed to college to play volleyball, and then went through her freshman year. And then, she went through the decision-making process and is pivoted to just being a full-time student.
Yeah. She does club volleyball now on the side, but
Yeah, and I'm proud of her for making that choice, but it's a hard one, right? To pivot anything in life to, hey, I've been a volleyball player my whole life. That's kind of who I am. To now, hey, I've got a new identity, or my identity is not really tied into volleyball. It's me as a person, and I'm going to become the best student I can be to get, to graduate and then move on and have a successful life. And
yeah.
even in life, your career pivots constantly. Most people, I think the average is you have 3 career changes.
I feel like that's got to be more now.
Maybe generationally, right?
Yeah.
Because I think your generation and the one after you is probably more pivoting.
Well, and
I
I
think
mean,
Gen X, that was kind of the stat.
thinking back to that, when we used to hire people, and this is like circa 2012, 13, 14, I remember going through resumes when I worked for CBP, and I remember looking at the past employment, and the recommendation from the people that was doing the hiring, they were like, okay, if there's a bigger jump or any jumps within like the first 2 years, right? Like they wanted somebody at a job at least a year, preferably 2 years before they moved. So if you don't see that pattern in their resume, pass. But now, I is that even a
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
factor anymore?
It can be. I think what you really look for is someone job hopping, like, hey, I'm going to hop every year because I'm trying to chase a paycheck, or am I trying to advance myself in a career?
Hmm. I don't know. There are some companies that only hire for 2 years, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, that used to be was the thing I used to say at Defense Point back in the day, and got some grief from it from some people. But my philosophy was, if you're with DPS and you're in the same job that you were hired in 2 years ago, this is not the right company for you.
yeah, kind of
Right?
true though.
You should be moving up,
Mm-hmm.
and you should be getting promoted. You should be finding the next best thing.
Yeah.
And if you're still in the same role that you got hired in 2 years ago, then this isn't the company for you.
Huh. I mean, we also had the anti-conversation to that, the right? If you find something that you love and
Yeah,
you're
but
happy doing it,
right, yeah. And there's some people that would go, hey, I'm already a principal in my career choice. There's nowhere for me to go, which
uh-huh.
is true. So there's exceptions to every rule, but I think it holds true for like junior level people. If you're coming in as a junior, you shouldn't be a junior for 2 years.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
But I don't think job hopping is a problem anymore personally. I mean, you're going to see a lot of it, and you're
Yeah.
going to see people working 2 and 3 different jobs.
Well, I think, but yeah. As of recent, between Doge and then now the layoffs that, some people are attributing to AI, but, Oracle laid off what, like 3,000 people or 30,000 people, like all these, Meta's laying off thousands of people. Everybody's laying off thousands of people,
Yeah.
all in the tech industry.
So what do you do?
Yeah. So, I mean, good luck finding a resume that doesn't have a gap.
Yeah. I don't think gaps are a problem anymore, especially for moms.
Not for moms, but I just like, I
Or
think
dads.
anybody. Yeah. It's going to be, the gap is, hey, I was laid off.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of people being laid off right now. They're going to have gaps in the resume because you can't just leave your job today and have a job tomorrow.
Or you can't get laid off today and
Yeah.
have a job tomorrow.
Yeah. The jobs just aren't there.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting dynamic, but I think being flexible to pivots in a company is something that it's hard to do, but you got to have that mindset going in. And I think that's part of the new generation, or it's going to have to be of entrepreneurs and business owners, is that I have to be flexible in what it is my business is going to be.
The younger generation, they're some damn hustlers though. Like
They're very resilient. Yeah.
if you look at like anybody from the age of 19 to I would say 24, they've probably got some sort of TikTok, Instagram, social media side hustle, and they're probably doing pretty well. Whether or not the product that they're distributing is necessary and one that everybody needs,
Yeah.
that's debatable. But they're finding ways to make money, and they're doing a pretty damn good job at it.
Yeah. This could all be moot if we go down the Elon Musk path of abundance.
How so?
His prediction is that, because of AI and robotics, we'll have a life of abundance and everyone will have more than they need. So,
Is that what he believes?
yes. And I can get down with it. I could see a future where that could happen.
I think we're closer to if you look at the divide between the top and the bottom, we're closer to a off with her head moment than we are a world of abundance moment.
Oh, one could lead to the other. They're not mutually exclusive, right? So that's the concern I have, is that if we go down the path of abundance, which I think we could get to, where you have robotics and you have AI out there that's capable of offloading a lot of the work that humans do today, which creates the cost of things should go down because the labor is biggest cost for most things. And if that gets taken down, then the cost of goods should go up and the quality of life for everybody should go up.
Uh-huh.
The problem is that most of the robotics and AI are controlled by a small subset of the world and of humans.
Yes.
So the Elon Musks of the world, the Metas, the Amazons, like those are producing the robotics and they have the LLMs. So you buy more robots, you spend more tokens. Who's actually making money?
Mm-hmm.
It's those people. So then you have an enormous amount of power and wealth, even more so than, like I said today, into this one small segment of society that eventually the masses go, fuck those guys,
Yeah.
off with their head.
This feels very United States. I was scrolling social media one day and I saw a video of a man teaching these African children. This was in Africa. I can't remember which country, but he was teaching African children how to golf. And it was makeshift golf clubs and it was little makeshift balls. And he had created a platform, or not a platform, like an angled board to teach the children the proper golf swing. So you swing across it and that's the path that you're supposed to stay. But in the comments, somebody was like, has your country always been deep in poverty? And the man was like, we're not poor just because we don't live the way you are. We have everything we need.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, interesting, right? But the kids are running around barefoot and it looks like makeshift clothing, but he's like, we have everything we need. We have food, we have water, we have shelter.
Yeah.
I'm teaching them how to golf. We're not poor just because we don't live, or we're not in poverty just because we don't live the way you live.
Yeah. It's true. I think it's back to defining success and defining rich and poor and happy and unhappy, expectation setting. And yeah, like to them, do I need a Rolls Royce? Do I need that PJ? Do I need all those things to make me happy? No. Do I need those things to live a full and rich life? No. Where the person that commented is like, oh, well, you don't have Dior. You don't have all these fancy things that I have. So why are you so poor?
Yeah. Have you always lived in poverty?
Yeah.
Like, Like, nope, we're not in poverty.
Yeah.
We just don't live like you.
Exactly. And I think that's one of so you may not remember this. We were, it's real rich, but we were in a hotel at the Four Seasons in Orlando, and we were signing the mortgage for our vacation property.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
And we're sitting in there, and there was the mortgage guy came to us, and we were signing the paper, and there was another guy, the notary was there, and we were talking, and we talked about, hey, we have, we have 5 kids, and we were getting ready to go on a cruise with the baby, right? And we were talking, and then it got around to, wealth and all these things, and and he said, well, he goes, I think the one guy said, you guys are living a rich life. You guys are rich. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, you have 5 kids. You have, all the kids are at home. Your mother-in-law lives with you. You have this great environment. You guys are wealthy.
Yeah.
And then it was the wealth and richness being the life that you have, that full life of having children, having a spouse that you love, having people in your home, and it being a vibrant environment, that is truly being rich.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think that comment stuck with me. It's like, I think sometimes we go down the path and we define rich and wealth in ways of monetary value versus quality of life and what is important. So I always thought that was a great comment and it stuck with me.
Yeah. One of my highest performing reels on social media was, it was a picture of one of our kids from behind, and he was tying a shoe. And it was taking forever, right? Because he was just learning how to tie a shoe. And we had a practice to get to. I don't know if it was like tennis or something, but we had to be there. And we live in a very small radius, right? Like, I would say all of our children's activities are within a 5-mile radius of our home. And the caption, or the on-screen wording was, I'm rich because my son can take as long as he wants to tie a shoe, and maybe we'll be a few minutes late for tennis, right? Like, it's that moment where we don't have to rush around, and I don't have to be like, oh, hurry up, get out the door. Like, we're going to be late in traffic and like all this stuff. It's choosing to, okay, maybe we're not going to do the activity that's 50 minutes away where I have to cross the beltway and all this other stuff. It's just being able to make those choices of slowing it down a little bit and rich because I have the ability to choose that.
Yeah. I'm poor because I have anxiety. That would drive me crazy. Like, hurry, we gotta go. Come on. We gotta go. We're gonna be late.
And if you're late, so what?
I know. It's the anxiety part.
Yeah.
I know. It's hard.
I think they make
Life is hard.
stuff for that.
They do, and I'm probably gonna medicate. I self-medicate all the time.
Huh. Like, oh, we're going to be late. And what's going to happen?
I don't know.
What-
My brain's just freaks out.
One of our
Like
kids,
the alarm in my head is just going off. You're late.
our 14-year-old overslept. The bus comes at 7:35 and it was 7:30 and she was still in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when she got in the car, she's like shaking. And I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? And she's like, I'm so late. Like, and I'm like, and? It's like, we're 3 cars behind the bus. Calm down. Oh, hi, Olive.
Does she want to be on the episode?
Hi, baby. Come here, girl. Come on. You can sit with me.
So what else important happened this week?
Oh, Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Our baby got his little ball snipped.
Oh, he's all neutered. Where
He's
is he?
neutered. He's
here
in a
somewhere.
cone. He's sad. We don't have chickens anymore. We took
It's like
them.
the smallest cone ever.
It's so cute.
We did take the chickens back. I think that's an update that we didn't.
Yeah. So we had our chickens. They got really big really fast.
Yeah. I mean, they went from these little chicks that we could put in. It was funny. I thought about it when we came home. So when we got the chicks, they put 6 of with 4 of them in this little like to-go container. It looked like a chicken box, like what you would get fried chicken in. Right? It's like a KFC take-home box.
It did. It definitely did.
And they all fit in there. And then by the time we brought them back, we had to put them in like a large Amazon box.
Yeah.
Like they were real size chickens.
They were massive.
And that was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy how big they got, how fast.
Yeah. But they're no longer here. They were living in the office for a while, and the amount of feathers and dust and
Yeah, it's the dust because I think they like to
dig.
dig her, and I think that's how they bathe. They put the stuff on their feathers,
Yeah.
and they were like it was a coating of dust everywhere.
Fitzgerald had a field day with them.
He did love chasing them.
I didn't realize that Yorkies ate chicken for dinner.
He loved it. It's that instinct. Can't get it out of him.
I think we did. We snipped it out of him yesterday.
Too soon.
All right. Anything else? Any other major pivots that you've made?
No, I'm in the middle of a pivot right now.
What are we pivoting to?
I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
You know, I hate that word, right?
What?
Pivot.
All I think, and for the older people listening, like all I can think of is the Friends episode when,
Chandler.
no, Chandler wasn't screaming. It was Ross was
Ross.
screaming it, but they were moving the couch up the stairwell,
Yeah.
and he wanted them to turn the couch, so he would be like, pivot, and they
No.
couldn't actually turn it. But it's great.
That phrase really became overused during COVID, and I cannot stand it now. My God.
Yeah. Can we rebrand it?
I don't know.
Maybe that's the rebrand. Is the rebrand?
No. I think rebrand goes to the larger scale of marketing and I don't know. I don't think there's a better word for it.
Hmm.
Re-envision. I don't know.
No, maybe someone can put it in the comments. A better term for pivot.
Good job,
See?
babe.
Yes.
Way to
That's
engage.
a win. Engaged.
Way to engage.
Smash that like button.
All right. We're done. We'll
I
be
have no
back.
idea what that means.
Thank you for tuning in to Married to the Startup. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please take a moment to like, rate, and subscribe to our podcast. Your support helps us reach more people and keeps the conversation going. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, drop me a message. I love hearing from you guys. Until next time.